So Russ and I met in college, and we, in our long walks getting to know each other, both talked about adoption. Both of us were really involved with other families through growing up that had adopted, and just felt like that would always be part of our story. So when we got married in '98, we were obviously like 12 years old. So we waited a little while, and then we had a miscarriage. The doctors were confused on how I got pregnant in the first place. Switched to a new specialist and gave some names to what our problems were, and went full force into infertility treatments. We did that for about 5 more years, so a total of probably 7 or 8 years that we went through those, kind of that roller coaster. We made the decision in February 2006 that we would start the adoption process. I busted through the paperwork as fast as anyone has ever busted through paperwork before. I was ready to be a mom, and if the paperwork was in my way, then I was gonna get it over with. So poor Russ would come home from work, and I would say, sit down and sign this, this, and this. So just a few months later, we got the referral for Mohr. We flew down in July to meet him. He was 6 weeks old. We spent a week with him in Guatemala City, and it just felt right. It felt like this was what our story was. You know, when you just feel like you're in the middle of your story and you're like, this is it. That's how it felt. The process was going super fast. Our agency was just floored, and we just kept saying, you just watch what God's gonna do in this adoption process. You know, God's gonna just show his glory like he's never shown it before. And then, of course, God surprised us all, and we got a phone call that there was some problems with our paperwork. He was supposed to be home by October. That was kind of their late estimate, and this was in September. So we asked how long the delay would last, and they said not long. He'll be home for sure in November. So November came and went, and still no sign of us getting through the process. I'd quit teaching, and so I was just at home waiting to be a mom, and it was eating me alive. I needed to be down with my kiddo. So we asked them for what their best estimate of how long it would take. If I considered moving there and staying and being his foster mom, how long would that take? And they said, at the absolute latest, he'll be home by Christmas. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, Russ drove me to the airport and sent me on my way to Guatemala all by myself. So I'm running through the airport, because of course I missed some connection, with an empty stroller and getting a lot of weird looks, and it didn't matter. I was on my way to get my kid. I got down to Guatemala. He and the foster mom met me at the airport, and from that point he was in my custody. He was 6 months old. He was amazing and gorgeous and had more hair than everyone. I was there 3 weeks by myself, and then Russ came down, and we got to spend the holidays together, and hadn't heard anything from our agency.
Okay, everybody, it's been a real fun meeting by you. Yeah. On behalf of the Mohr family, thank you guys for coming. Sorry it's been like a really long evening. It's been a long 7 months.
We can wait.
Yeah, we can wait 20 more minutes. So anyway, I'm about to go down to the gate and hang out with them for a few minutes as they get off the plane. So when we come back, I know that you guys all know this.
Yes.